The arrival. The planet was dark and silent. Thick red clouds covered the sky. The air was heavy and smelled strange. The ground was rough with sharp rocks and dry soil. This was a dangerous place. Many creatures lived here, but none were friendly. The predators ruled the land. They were big, fast, and very strong. Everyone who lived on this planet feared them. No one dared to go outside after sunset. In the middle of this wild world, a woman appeared. She walked slowly without fear. Her clothes were simple but clean. She carried no weapon in her hands, but her eyes were sharp and clear. She looked calm and sure of herself. No one had seen her before. The people who lived here watched from far away, hiding behind rocks and trees. They whispered to each other, wondering who she was. The woman did not speak. She did not look around much. She walked with a purpose. The predators sensed her. They smelled something strange on her skin. Slowly, they came out of the shadows. Their eyes glowed red, and their teeth were sharp like knives. They growled low and deep, warning her to leave. But the woman did not move back. She kept walking forward, her face calm and fearless. One big predator stepped closer. It was taller than a man, with thick fur and long claws. It looked angry and ready to attack. It opened its mouth wide, showing many sharp teeth. The air was filled with tension. The locals held their breath, waiting for the fight, but something strange happened. The predator stopped. It took a step back. It looked confused and scared. It did not want to fight this woman. Slowly, it turned and ran away. The other predators followed. They disappeared into the dark forest, howling in fear. The people watching were surprised. They had never seen predators run away before. They started to talk quietly, guessing who the woman might be. Some said she was a ghost. Others believed she had magic powers. No one knew for sure. The woman reached the edge of a small village. The houses were old and made of wood and stone. The people were poor but brave. They came out to see her. The children stopped playing and looked with big eyes. The adults whispered, still afraid but curious. One old man stepped forward. He had a long beard and deep wrinkles. He looked at the woman carefully. "Who are you?" he asked in a low voice. The woman did not answer. She only looked at him. Her eyes were serious but kind. She pointed to the sky and then to the ground. She wanted to say something important. The old man understood. He nodded slowly. He knew she had come for a reason. Maybe she wanted to help. Suddenly, a small sound broke the quiet. A child screamed. Everyone turned to see a small predator hiding behind a tree. It was young, but dangerous. It jumped toward the village. Without thinking, the woman moved fast. She caught the predator with her bare hands. It struggled and growled, but she held it tight. Then with a strong push, she threw the predator far away. It hit a rock and stopped moving. The village was silent. Everyone watched her carefully. The woman looked tired, but calm. She had shown her power without saying a word. The old man spoke. Again. "You are not like us. You are stronger than predators. Why are you here?" The woman finally spoke. Her voice was soft but strong. "I came to protect." The people looked surprised. They had never heard such words before. Protection was something they had lost long ago. That night, the woman stayed near the village. The sky was full of stars, but the red cloud still covered part of it. The predators did not come near. The village was quiet for the first time in many years. The woman sat alone, looking at the fire. She thought about the dangers ahead. She knew the predators would return, stronger and more furious. But she was ready. The people of the village started to feel hope. Maybe, with this strange woman here, their lives could change. Maybe the dark days were ending. But no one knew the woman's true story. No one knew where she came from, or what power she held inside. The arrival of this calm and fearless woman was the start of something new, something that would change the planet forever. Silent power. No one spoke much about the woman. She stayed quiet, watching everything with sharp eyes. The villagers did not know her name, they only called her the stranger. She moved slowly, but every step felt like she belonged to the wild land. The predators were still nearby. Their red eyes shone in the dark, but now they kept a safe distance. The woman never scared or shouted. She never needed to. Her silence was louder than any voice. One afternoon, a young hunter from the village decided to follow her. He wanted to understand her power. He stayed hidden behind rocks and trees. The woman walked toward the old forest where no one dared to go. Suddenly, the ground shook. The hunter froze. From the shadows, a huge predator jumped out. It was bigger than any he had seen before. Its claws dug deep into the soil. It roared like thunder, ready to attack. The woman stopped. She did not run or fight with a weapon. Instead, she looked at the predator straight in the eyes. Her calm face did not change. Then something strange happened. A soft glow surrounded her hands. It grew brighter and warmer. The predator hesitated, confused by the light. It stepped back slowly and then turned away, disappearing into the forest. The hunter could not believe his eyes. He watched closely. The woman's quiet power kept the predator away. No fight. No noise. Just silence and strength. When the woman noticed the hunter watching, she nodded once, as if to say, "I see you." Then she turned and walked deeper into the forest. The villagers began to feel safer. They talked in whispers, telling stories about the silent stranger who scared the predators without a word. But the woman's true power was a secret. She carried an old, strange device hidden under her cloak. It pulsed softly with light. The villagers did not know what it was, but it made the woman different. Stronger. That night, the hunters gathered around a fire. They spoke quietly about the woman and her strange power. "She must be from another world," said one. "No one here can stop the predators like she does," said another. But no one knew why she came to their dangerous planet or what she wanted. The woman sat alone, watching the stars. The red clouds moved slowly across the sky. Her mind was far away, thinking about the challenges coming next. She knew predators would try again. They would not give up easily. But she was ready to face them. Her silence was her strength. Her power was a mystery, but it was real. The silent stranger had arrived, and with her came hope for the first time in many years. First contact. The village had never seen anyone like her before. The stranger moved like a shadow, quiet, fast, and powerful. But she still said nothing. Her silence was like a wall, hard to cross. One young man named Jarek was curious. He was strong and brave, but not foolish. He had watched the stranger for days from behind trees and rocks. He saw how predators stepped back when she came near. He wanted to understand her. One morning, Jarek decided to approach her. He walked slowly, hands open to show he meant no harm. The woman stood near the edge of the village, looking at the rising sun. Her face was calm, like she was waiting. Jarek stopped a few feet away. "Who are you?" he asked softly. She did not answer. Instead, she looked at him, steady and calm. Her eyes seemed to see everything, his fear, his hope, and his questions. Suddenly, a loud growl broke the quiet. Jarek turned. A pack of predators had slipped through the forest. Their eyes were wild, teeth sharp and ready. Jarek grabbed a stick and stood in front of the woman. "Go away," he shouted, but the predators were too close. Before the pack could attack, the woman moved. She did not shout or run. She stood tall, and her presence changed the air. The predators hesitated. Then, with fast, smooth moves, she fought. She was like water, calm but powerful. She did not use weapons. Her hands and feet were enough. She pushed, kicked, and twisted, fighting with strange strength. One by one, the predators fell back. Some screamed and ran. Others just froze, too, scared to move. The pack disappeared into the forest. Jarek watched, amazed. The woman turned to him and spoke for the first time. "You are safe." Her voice was quiet but strong. Yarrick felt hope rise inside him. From that day, the villagers looked at the stranger differently. She was no longer just a shadow. She was their protector. But the woman said little. Her eyes always watched the dark forest, waiting for the next threat, and deep inside she knew the predators were not finished yet. The threat grows. The quiet was broken by a new sound, a distant roar, louder and darker than before. The predators were coming, not one or two, but a whole pack, bigger and more angry than anyone had seen. The villagers felt the fear rising again. They hid in their homes, locking doors and windows. The stranger stood outside the village, her eyes sharp and alert. She could feel the danger like a storm waiting to crash. From the shadows of the forest, the predators appeared. Their bodies were covered in scars. Their eyes burned with rage. They had smelled the stranger's power and hated it, but the woman did not move back. She stood tall, quiet but ready. Her hands clenched slowly, and a soft glow started around her fingers. An invisible force the predators could not see. The biggest predator stepped forward, growling low. "Leave this place," the woman said, her voice calm but strong. The predators snarled and charged. The battle was about to begin. The battle begins. Darkness swallowed the land. The sky was thick with red clouds and the air smelled sharp like fire. The predators were waiting, silent, hungry, and full of rage. They surrounded the village, ready to attack. But the stranger stood between them and the people. Her eyes burned like stars in the night. The wind moved fast, carrying the low growls of the predators closer. The villagers watched in fear, holding their breath. This night would decide everything. The stranger did not speak. She lifted her hands slowly. A strange light started to glow from her palms, soft but strong. The ground trembled beneath her feet. The predators growled louder, but they hesitated. They could feel the power coming from her, a power they had never faced before. Then the battle began. The predators lunged forward with sharp claws and teeth. The stranger moved like lightning. She dodged and struck with strength that surprised everyone. Her moves were smooth and quick. She was like a shadow and a storm at the same time. The predators attacked together, but she fought alone. Every time they came close, they were pushed back by a force they could not understand. The stranger's power was not just strength. It was something deeper, something fierce and wild. The village shook with the sounds of the fight, roars, grunts, and the thud of bodies hitting the ground. But the stranger never stopped. She fought to protect the people who had no other hope. Slowly, the predators began to fall back. Their growls became cries of fear. One by one, they fled into the darkness. The night grew quiet again. The stranger stood tall, breathing hard, but strong. The villagers looked at her with new hope in their eyes. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. The truth revealed. The village was quiet after the battle. The predators had fled, but the fear still lingered. The stranger sat alone by the fire, her face shadowed and serious. The villagers gathered around her, curious and hopeful. They wanted to know her story, why she came, where she came from, and how she had such power. At last, she spoke. Her voice was soft but clear, like a whisper carried by the wind. "I am not like you," she said. "I'm from far away, beyond the stars." The villagers gasped. No one had ever heard such words. She told them she was part of a secret group, sent to protect dangerous worlds like theirs. Her people had technology and strength beyond their imagination. She was trained to fight and to survive where others could not. "But why come here?" an old man asked. "Because this world is dying," she said. "The predators are growing stronger. If no one stops them, they will destroy everything." She lifted her cloak, revealing a small device glowing with blue light. "This helps me control my power. It keeps me alive." The villagers looked in awe. The stranger was not just a fighter, she was a guardian. But then she warned them. "There is a greater threat coming. The predators are not the only danger. Something worse waits in the dark. The villagers looked at each other, fear growing again. The stranger stood up, her eyes shining with resolve. I will stay. I will fight. But you must be ready. The truth was out. The woman was no ordinary stranger. She was their only hope against the darkness to come. A new beginning. The sun rose slowly over the quiet land. The red clouds were fading, and light touched the broken ground. The predators were gone, for now. The village looked different, peaceful for the first time in many years. The stranger stood on a hill looking down at the people she had saved. They were working together, rebuilding homes and planting crops. Children laughed and played, no longer afraid of shadows. She felt a strange feeling inside. Hope. The villagers gathered around her. The old man smiled warmly. You saved us, he said simply. She nodded but said little. Her eyes were fixed on the horizon. Beyond the hills, beyond the stars, other dangers waited. Her mission was not finished. Before she left, she spoke softly to the people. If darkness returns, I will come back. You are never alone. With that, she turned and walked toward the edge of the world, the place where the land met the endless sky. The wind picked up, lifting dust and carrying her cloak. Behind her, she disappeared into the unknown, a shadow moving between worlds. The village was safe, but the stranger's journey was just beginning. A new story was waiting, one of stars, battles, and heroes yet to come.